guys. Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk KrissyO. This is my fourth episode. Hey, how y'all doing? Hope y'all having a good week so far, because I am. Now, grab your glass of wines and let's get into this topic. Tonight, drinking on Snoop Doggy Dog, and this is my first time trying. It's kind of good, but whatever floats your boat, y'all get into it. All right, so let's get into the topic. Now, you had a stressful week at work. You have kids. Your kids get on your nerves. You have boyfriend, girlfriend issues. You want to have a night out with your homegirls, your homeboys. You go drinking, watching, whatever y'all decide to do. If y'all go bowling, if y'all go top golf, whatever. You want to just kick it with your friends, lay back, and enjoy, that day off from work. And you hanging with your friends and you had that one friend or you have several friends that always have something negative to say to you about you. Anything you say, they have something to say back. What do you do about that? How do you handle situations like that? Let's talk about it. Take your sip, baby. All right. Now, when I say toxic relationships, baby, it's so many different definitions of a toxic relationship. Friendship. Now, I don't want to make it seem like just because I disagree with you that you're toxic or I'm toxic. Doesn't work like that. You have good friends and you have toxic. Now, distinguish the two. Good friends, you may fuss, you may argue, you may not see eye to eye because, hey, we do not have the same opinion. And that's normally the case. That's what makes people friends. That's what makes people cool because y'all have two different opinions. But a toxic friend is someone that puts you down. That they want to be there to celebrate, but they're really not celebrating. They're trying to stay, like up one on you. Like everything you do in life is like they got a up one on you. Or they don't give you no encouraging words. Like you can call whether you have a bad day going on and they'll just say something so stupid. Or you have a good day going on and then you call to tell them good news and they just always like, like they just don't want to hear you. That's a toxic friend. So today we're going to break it down on how to notice it, how to distinguish the two from a good friend that just sometimes have bad days or a toxic friend. Then we're going to say like ways to, this is my opinion, ways to fix it. Whether you go your way and they go theirs, whatever. Now, story time. I had a situation that I had a good friend. Now, we were always there for each other. She needed me. I was there. I needed her. She was there. Ride or die. My dog. Not a day one, though. She was not a day one friend. But she was someone that I really deeply care for, that I can say that I love. Things had started getting weird between us. Like, it seems like what I do, she did. Or anything that I thought or said, she'll turn around and think and say, like, it was weird. I mean, good person, but it was weird. Then I started noticing that people that I connected with outside of we have a group of friends, like all of us friends, but everybody everybody that you hang with don't get along with each other. But I just started noticing that I brought you in this group, like not saying brought you in there, but me and you got cool and I introduced you to these group of friends. But then I started noticing that you were doing things, like I noticed she was doing things with them and I wasn't included. She was going, like planning trips to like go bowling or bowling trips. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't invited. And then everybody was like, hey, I have certain people, you're my friend if you call me Krissy. But I have people that calls me Kristen. And he was like, hey, Kristen, are you coming tonight? And I'm coming where? Oh, so-and-so didn't tell you we going bowling. And no, I didn't even know that. So I started realizing that she was, and this is my thoughts. It may not have been that, but I just started noticing that it's like she was taking this group that we had and was making it like her, but I wasn't included. Now, anything I'd be like, hey guys, let's go do this, that. Let's go rob a bank. I'm including her to rob with us. But I noticed that, like I said, she wasn't including me. Then it's things that I would say. It's like she'll have something negative to say. And then it was like, did I do you something? So me being me, anybody know me, one, I don't handle no problems alone. I would have to call my big dog. I call my mama, or I call my best friend, one of my best friends, whichever one I call. And I'm asking them like I'm running the situation. And see, the thing about me is I'm not going to just tell my side because how can I know what's going on if I only tell one side? So I'm gonna tell both sides. Okay, so is it me? Am I tripping? Because sometimes I trip. I'm a Gemini. I have different moods, so I know my moods. I know that you might come to me 1 minute and I'm good, and 10 minutes later I'm in a bad funk and I never left that one spot. And you just like, what the hell? But I think in my head and I'm an overthinker. But I just was like, am I wrong? And then one of my friends was like, yeah, there's something don't seem right about that. Like, you gotta watch that. Then I started noticing that she was hooking people, like if I'm crushing on this person. Like, okay, yeah. I started noticing she was trying to put them on other people. And then I'm like, well, if I told you, not saying I want to go with the person, but if I said, oh, he fine. Either she thought he was fine too, which no problem. We like the same type of dude. But then I know she was trying to hook. That's toxic, guys. That's toxic. Like after a while, and how I handle it, I just separate myself. Like I don't have to. Everything that I do don't have to be conflict. Like everything that anyone does has to be conflict. It's ways to handle things. And what I did, I just took myself out the scenario. Like, bye. Miss her, good friend, but it was just weird stuff she was doing. You know what I'm saying? So in order for not to be awkward, I took myself out the whole situation. Like I didn't even hang with the group anymore. And then when I didn't stop hanging with the group, it's like she stopped hanging with the group and whatever. It's just toxic. So how do you notice the toxic signs? Like how do you know when to notice? Like, because we judge so hard. We sit there and say we don't judge. We judge. We judge people. Now, then again, they determine a good friendship with a toxic. To me, that was toxic because it wasn't. It was like you were there just to know what I was doing, but you wasn't really there because you wanted to be there. So anyway, noticing the signs. Um, Situations happen in life. Everybody go through ups and downs. Nobody's life is perfect, but when you have situations where you have people talking about you, they're not friends. Now, again, everybody talk about everybody, but it's the way you talk about somebody. Like if you're talking about somebody that causes harm, that's toxic. It's toxic. It's toxic. Okay, so distinguishing it. Okay, you hanging with your girls, homeboys, whatever, whoever listening, you hanging. So it's like your energy is off. Now, again, distinguishing good friends. Now, I might tell my good friend something that's going on in my life. Examples, never been beat on, but example. Oh, I'm in a abusive relationship. And I go to her and tell her that I know that's gonna put my friend in a bad place. Because how I am with my friends, I I'm serious about my friends. I don't care. I just cursed you out and hung up on you. You can call me 10 minutes later and tell me something didn't happen. I'm ready to fight for you. I'm ready to ride for you. I'll be there. We could be not talking for 2 days and you need me. I'm running. Because at the end of the day, that's how I want my friends to be. Because you, like, again, you're not going to get along. So that's what I'm saying. Understand the difference between toxic good friends. Now, I'm not speaking on you bickering with your best friend. I'm saying I'm telling you a situation, and you don't like the situation I'm in. Of course, that's going to put you in a bad place. But how do you say? How can I put this? How do you distinguish that my life, that what I'm dealing with or what you dealing with or the next person dealing with determines your friendship? To me, that's toxic too. But like I said, you when noticing toxic, you just don't feel right. Meaning, not because they're doing this, Like it's hard to explain, especially when I'm by myself. I should have had a guest on this topic. But every situation your friend go through, you gonna feel. If you truly love your friend, or if that's truly your friend, you're gonna feel what they're going through. But you cannot stop talking to them because that. Now I see if it's drama. Like every time you talk to them, they put you in a mess, or they got situations going on that interferes with your life. Like it's hurting your personal life because it's mixed. That's something. That's different. That's toxic. So a lot of people will be like, "Oh yeah, this situation toxic," and it's because she got this situation going in her personal life. How, as a friend, you could take that from you if it's it's taking your energy, but how? How is it taken? So there's ways to distinguish if it's toxic. It's basically how is it taking energy from you? Like you could be in a situation and you know it's like your energy drain. I understand it. Sometimes it be like they're talking to your friend because you love them, but then again, like I said, if it's to the point that it's every time, then that's when you have to just put two and two together about if this friendship is right or wrong. Okay, what are the other signs? So you tell them your good news and it's like they don't clap for you. But let you go on social media and they praising somebody because they did something so crazy. That's toxic, you know? And granted, everything on Facebook, social media, Instagram does not determine your friend. Just because, I didn't see your post. Thank you. It's what I do face to face. It's what I do outside of social media that determines. Like, I had to tell myself that because hey, I had another situation where my friend would always like I could reach out to her, I could be there for her, when she had situations. But she'll get on social media and she'll thank everybody but me. I wouldn't be the one. Matter of fact, she would be thanking people that wasn't even there because they called to get in her business. And she'll thank them. But privately, she'll call me. Hey, I need this, I need that. No. Go to them people that you think that was there for you, that was your yeah, like you said, you wouldn't know what you would do without them. Go to them. To me, that's toxic. To me, that's not a good friend. And just because a situation toxic don't mean that they're not your friend. It's just that you have to, as adults, you have to know what you want to deal with, when you want to deal with, how you want to deal with. Now, I know my life is drama. I told y'all my first episode, I have so much situation going on. And I thank my friends for being there and never letting me, go. But another thing with that situation, I'm an open book. So I always call and tell my friends. Now, it's a situation when you're venting and when you actually want feedback. Now, I let you know right away, hey, I'm just venting. Hey, venting time. Boom, 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 boom. But say I want feedback and say, boom, I call this friend and I'm telling them what's going on in my life. Or let's say we're on a three-way call and I have friend A and friend B. And I'm telling them the situation and friend A is like, oh, I feel that you should do this. And of course, I don't like what she's saying, but it makes sense. Or the other one be like, friend B be like, okay, you always gone through this. Why you can't figure it out yourself? That's toxic. Because at the end of the day, like I said, and I'm going to keep saying throughout this episode, everybody has their day. You might be good today, but tomorrow you're going to be down. You can never judge situations because you never know when you're going to be placed in this situation. So that's why I say, distinguish the two because just because we don't agree don't mean you're toxic. And I'm going to keep repeating that. A good friend and a toxic friend. It's just how can I say this? It's positive feedback and negative. You have the person 9 times out of 10, you want people to agree with you. I'm not that friend. I don't want to agree. Now I'm going to tell you what, whatever. I don't want people to agree with me just because I'm saying it. If I ask you your opinion, I really want to know it. I'm going to do what I want regardless. And then people get mad at that. You have friends that get mad that they don't follow your advice. But like I said, I don't give advice. I give my opinion. And that's what I want back. I want your opinion because if I'm going through something, I need somebody. That's what God put people on this earth for as friends. You know, if I feel like I can't come to you with my problems, why should I consider you a friend? And again, doesn't mean That doesn't mean you're toxic because I can't come to you. It's just that I have every friend that I have, and I'm gonna say my best friend. Every best friend I have serves certain purposes. Like one thing I could go to this friend and tell this friend that I can't tell that friend. You know why? Because that friend, I don't want to override them where they feel like they burnt out because of the drama I have going on. Where this friend can handle it and can give me the positive feedback that I need. Because not saying I want to hear all good stuff. I want honest. I don't want you judging me or you tired of what I got going on. I just want you to help your friend, help her situation. So what are the stuff that you can go by? So I already said. So when you're in a group setting, and it's like if they quit to down you in front of people, that's toxic. Because a real friend is gonna ride with you. So everybody joke on people. Yes, everybody joke, but it's how far you joke. When you're putting my personal business in the mix, that's toxic. And don't get me wrong, you might have this friend might be there for you 24/7, always there, but it's always bullshit when you call that you be like, I don't want to call this person. Not saying bullshit in their life. I'm just saying it's always bullshit when, they always have something negative to say. Like, hey, every episode I do research. And I ask people, even if they're not on the show, that's why I rather people on the show to talk back. But I always do feedback in passing with people who shy and don't want to, talk. But I say things like, if this scenario happened, how would you handle it or how would you feel? And granted, everybody is entitled to their own opinion because I gave a scenario and two people gave me two different answers, but doesn't mean yours right or yours wrong. Again, we're adults and you determine who and what you want in your life. You determine it. It's your prerogative. You can do that. But now that we just it's so many ways you could distinguish. There's so many signs that you could distinguish when a friend is toxic, when situations is toxic. But once you realize it, what do you do? What do you do? Now, me personally, I'm good to walk away. I I didn't have so much drama in my life that I I can't say I'll walk away, but I become mute. If I become mute in situations, it's because I don't have the energy to fuss a fight about it. I rather you win. And if I'm not in your life winning, I still support you. But some people say, because like again, I did a little poll. Some people say just walk away. Some people say have a talk. But what happens if you have that talk and they don't see no wrong? What do you do then? So you're talking to this person and you're telling them, hey, I have an issue. I feel that you're not there for me when I need you, but I go on social media and you're always there for someone else. And their response is, I'm always there for you. What are you talking about? How do you handle it? Or situations where I get accused of this a lot. I never meet a stranger. I told y'all that episode 1. Never meet a stranger. I hang with anybody. Lately, I've been just chilling inside, but I like to go places. So I hang with coworkers. But I might have a friend that say, hey, you're always with your coworkers, but you never do nothing with me. How do you handle it? How? I'm still trying to find the answer to that. But I just feel that I go where I feel like how I am. Maybe I'm toxic. And listen, let me get that point across. I have been a toxic friend before. I have. But it hurts me to see my friends hurt. It really does. And I just feel like whatever situation like in life, like especially if I'm older and I've been through the situation, I know people want to learn things on their own and they want to do things their own way. But I feel that as your friend, if I see how it's going to end up, which because I see it that way doesn't mean it's going to end up, but I should be able to tell you how I feel. As long as I'm coming to you in a place of love and positive feedback, criticism, I feel like why not accept it? Not saying you have to do it, but why get mad because I say, hey, I don't feel like the guy you with is for you. Am I toxic? Am I for saying it? I don't know. Or when my friends tell me, I ain't feeling him, should I think they're toxic? No, I don't think that's toxic. I just think it's the approach. Everything is like this, the approach of things. So how do you mend it? And it's and like I said, it could be a good friend. Sometimes people be having hidden agendas. And you have to see what it's about. You have to understand what it's about. Figure it out. Because not everybody's out to get you. But sometimes people envy you. People hate you and hang with you. I had a situation right there where I swear I feel like this person hated me. Hated me. Because again, I couldn't do nothing right. But again, I have been a toxic friend before. I have. But how can you change? Hmm. I'll leave that one for part two. Thank you guys for listening.